What is up, YouTube? Leo O'Day, or Yuli E30 here with another video on the 4Runner. Today, we are going over my junkyard haul. I went down to my local yard and I found a 03 to 05, I think it was like an 04 Sport Edition, fully loaded, had everything. Unfortunately, this yard doesn't put their cars on bricks, so it's just sitting, rotting in the mud. So I was only able to get a few things that I actually needed. As you can see, I have two new, somewhat important parts. I have a weight distributed frame hitch, which ups the towing capacity from 5,000 pounds to what will be, I think it's 63, but some places say 73 for the rear wheel drive V8s. There is a part missing that it replaces this part, but it still bolts the frame hitch to the cross member. I don't have that because it was fused to the cross member with rust, so I wasn't able to get that. So I think we're around 6,300. I also got some new headlights. They're a little rough, but nothing a little bit of polishing won't fix. And these will be 10 times better than the stock halogen headlights. They're a little ricey, but they got LEDs, so I'll be able to see at night, which is very important. Much more important than aesthetics. So, for this video, I think we're going to recondition the frame hitch, as the headlights should be its own separate video. So for this, we're going to sand down / wire brush the rust off and the flaking paint, go over it with primer, paint it, and then mount it. And we will see what that looks like. So I tried making it look nice with what the fuck are those called? I tried getting it up. Not really possible. I'm just gonna wire brush all the loose rust off before I go and see if I can assemble something to help blast off all this rust. So the good news is the rot on this isn't nearly as bad as what was on the actual car. When I pulled this thing off, this side was still attached, and it quite literally just ripped the frame out. So I guess we know why this car was sent to the junkyard. Yeah, to give you an idea, that's one of the bolts from the cross member support. The previous owner seemed like they were a little anxious about people stealing their Toyota walk-off emblem. I can't find it, but they gorilla glued it, super glued it in place. So now I have fitment issues with my hitch. It is what it is, but I got a little lazy. And I am not gonna wait. I'm not gonna sit here and try and wire brush all of this rust off when I have I can just wire brush it off. I will be back once this is all wire brushed off. So, battery ran out for the drill, and I'm way too impatient to wait for the battery to charge. So I went ahead and palm sanded it down and then used some sandpaper just to rough everything up. I think I went over it with 150 grit. It's not pretty, but it'll work for now. I'll more than likely take this off before the end of the season so that I can throw it in a sandblasting cabinet, because I got one on campus up at school, and then we can paint this and do it properly. I just wanted to un-junkyard it and try and get it as pretty as possible for summer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pressure wash it down, just get all the rust and dust off of it. I'm gonna move it somewhere now. I'm gonna spray it down with compressed air, just try and get it as dry as possible. I seem to have lost my air compressor, so instead I'm just gonna wipe it down best I can, get it dry, and then I'm gonna let it sit out in the sun while I go run out to the store and try and find the hardware necessary to install this thing. Some Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement gloss black. I figured this would be fine. I mean, I went to Tractor Supply for the hardware, and they only have tractor paint. So, heavy duty, weather resistant, rust preventative. What more could you want? So we're gonna spray her down. Hopefully it comes out nice and shiny, and yeah. Nice thing is that all this ugly stuff is going to be tucked up underneath the bumper, so you won't be able to see much of the actual rust and corrosion unless you're underneath the truck. Now we wait. Now we wait. While that is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the hitch and the trailer lights, or the trailer harness, so that I can retrofit everything in place. I may actually need to take out the spare tire also, so we will see. I also need to take out the tow hitch, or not the tow hitch, the recovery hitch. As I don't know the last time, fuck. I'll have to pull this off because the frame hitch is sandwiched between the frame and the recovery point. I might be able to get away with this, but we will see. I doubt it. With my luck. So basically, I'm trying to avoid having to pull the entire bumper off to get this hitch installed. I may have to. So let me figure this out and I will get back. Well, got the bumper off. And as I thought before, I may have to remove the frame hitch, or not the frame hitch, the spare tire, which really isn't that big of a deal. See if I can squeeze it in. I think I might be able to, but if I can't, not the end of the world. Hello, Piggy! But yeah, here it is. No frame hitch, or no more cross member hitch. So the difference between the two, from what I've researched, is that this is the V6 tow hitch, and it's weighted at, I think, 5,000 pounds capacity, while that is 7,300, but the problem is 7,300 includes, there's another bracket very similar to this that bolts in that the frame hitch bolts to. Unfortunately, I don't have that because it was, I forget if I mentioned, it was seized to the cross member on the car in the junkyard. So advertised frame hitches like Universal, or not Universal, like Kurt, Reese, and Draw Tight is 6,300. So that's what I will be going off of instead of the advertised 73, at least until I can get that part. So as you can tell, the hitch is not on the car because I'm an idiot and didn't read that the paint takes 2 to 4 hours dry to the touch. So I guess we will finish this tomorrow. So I'll finish spraying this and then I will cut back when I have the hardware and the bumper is, or not the bumper, the hitch is fully painted.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
We are back with the installation of the V8 frame hitch. It's been a few weeks since those last clips were taken. Since then, I've gotten Yuli up here with this same exact hitch, and I have towed the trailer hauling miscellaneous things around, one of which includes a grill, which I sent around a corner so fast that the grill almost came out of the ratchet straps and out into the middle of the road. So I have the hardware that I needed, and I have the bracket that I wasn't able to get when I pulled this thing out of the junkyard. So as you can see, it's already installed. I'm not really gonna show installation because it's annoying, because it's heavy as balls and it's just really awkward to install. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the back bolts. There's 8 bolts in total. There's 2 in the front on each side and then 2 smaller ones behind those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 2 out on each side in the rear, and then I am going to loosen the front 2. That way it drops so I can slip this bracket in place and this beauty cover in, and then tighten down with hardware. I'm also sore as hell. I started working today. I got a job to make some extra money to pay for car parts and groceries, and it's a lot. So just a reminder of what this bracket actually does. So the V6 crossmember hitch that came with obviously all V6s, but also came on the first year V8. The tow capacity for that is 5,000. This frame hitch is supposed to have this bracket from factory, but all aftermarket hitches don't come with it, and they vary between 6 to 65. So I'm gonna say right now in its current state it's probably around 63. This bracket, once installed and the hitch connected to the cross member, it bumps it all the way up to like, it's either 7,000 or 75 or 72. I'm just gonna say 75. So it overall, once this bracket's installed, my new full tow capacity trailer weight is going to be 7,500 pounds.
All right, chat. I know you've been asking for it. Nobody's been asking for it, but E36 update. Here she is. She ain't got no front bumper. I was trying to fix the AC, and then the tensioner decided to, you know what, let me just show you guys. So, initially the last thing I had left was a small pulley on the tensioner. That was the only thing that I needed. So I was trying to break it loose, and you know what, I threw out the old tensioner, but there's the bottom hole, and then the top hole. This bottom hole where it mounted, the entire casting on the bottom just snapped clean off. So now I gotta get a new tensioner. I already have the belt, I already have the pulley, but I can't catch a break with this thing. It does look dope on the ground with no front bumper though. But back to this.
So that's Operation Piss Missile, which we'll get to eventually. Just add it to the list. After struggling for a little bit, I was able to get this portion of the bracket in place. So now it's got 4 bolts into the cross member and 4 bolts into the actual hitch itself. And then this kit actually came with 4 more bolts that I believe should be the ones that actually bolt to the hitch. We shall see though. So as you can see, I had to drop the muffler right here simply due to clearance. And I mean, it's not even a muffler, it's a resonator with an exhaust tube on it. This is gonna go bye-bye eventually. Not right now though. Before anyone comments, yes, I am tightening trailer hitch bolts with a 1/4 inch. I can't find a 3/8 or 1/2 inch 12 mil. Well, they don't make 1/2 inch 12s, but I can't find a 3/8 12 millimeter for the life of me. So fuck off.
Do you want it?
Well, there's that installed. Tomorrow, Max and I are getting some furniture, so I will attempt to get some rollers of that. But if not, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what other projects you want to see me do with this thing. I got a leveling kit. I got ball joints I need to install. I got a light bar that I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put. But yeah, let me know. Tell me how you're liking the videos, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace!